live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, Alternating Currents is more than a festival, it's a movement, and you can watch it unfold in a new documentary. We'll get a preview of the cinematic tribute.
In a natural way to reduce stress, ease pain, and feel more balanced. We have details on reflexology, a practice that supports whole body wellness through your nervous system.
Plus, back to school shopping while showing support for young entrepreneurs. We'll get the scoop on a special event happening this weekend at the Freight House Farmers Market. Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live on this Thursday, August 7th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Morgan Otier.
And I'm Kyle Keel. This year marks a major milestone for one of our region's cultural cornerstones. We're, of course, talking about the Figge Art Museum, turning 100 years old.
And now, with a century of art, education, and community behind it, the museum is looking ahead to the next 100 years. Joining us today is Melissa Moore, Executive Director and CEO of the Figge. Melissa, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to see you both.
Yes, good to see you as well.
It's been an exciting year. You guys have had so many things to celebrate, of course. It feels like we were just talking about the Villarreal, the whole lighting of the Figge. Speaking specifically, though, about 100 years and celebrating that centennial anniversary, what does that mean to you personally and then to the community as a whole?
It just really fills my heart to think about a community that has supported a museum for 100 years. And if we go back to the beginning, there wasn't an art museum, and there were people 100 years ago who were visionary enough to want to make one. The fact that it is sustained is just wonderful. And like I said, it fills me with so much joy and gratitude.
And look at what it's become today. It's incredible. So obviously we've been celebrating really all year long. We've had you and other people from the Figge in talking about what's going on. So what else do you have in store this year to celebrate a century?
So we're really excited for the next exhibition we're going to be opening. It's on September 13th, so just coming up here in about a month. This is called, I know, it's called 100 Years of Collecting. And so we're going back to that initial donation of over 300 works that were given by Charles August Ficke, not Figge, a totally different family, 100 years ago. And we're looking at these pivotal gifts that have come in over the past 10 decades that have helped us really get to here. So the exhibition doesn't just tell you about it, it shows you that history. We're pulling things out of the vault. We're making sure everybody can see these treasures that really shaped us.
And you know, speaking on that, the Figge, of course, built on philanthropy, as you were just alluding to. So can you share a little bit more, I guess, about how donor support has really shaped the Figge over these years?
So obviously it's come through the artworks. In fact, even just last year, Dr. Randy and Linda Lewis donated that amazing gift of 44 artworks of American modern and contemporary. That just took us to a whole new level. So it comes in that form, but generosity also comes in many other forms. We have the volunteers who are really the lifeblood of the museum, and of course the staff and our board. And then we have those who give by supporting us financially. Some of that comes on an annual basis, some of it's through special gifts, and in some cases people invite the Figge to become part of their family by naming us in their will.
Wow.
That's
really
an incredible
thing.
Amazing.
I mean, talking about making a difference in our community in that way, that's incredible. So you mentioned a couple of people who are kind of standout donors. Are there any others that you can really think of here over the last 50 to 100 years that really stand out to you all at the Figge?
Yeah, I mean, there are so many. I wish we had more time. Definitely the Lewises, and that was just last year, so that's near and dear to my heart personally. But I would say also Dr. Walter Neiswanger. I don't know that people have heard of him as much. So decades ago, he was collecting Haitian art, so art from Haiti, and bringing it back here, and really helped shape our collection, which is one of the world's largest and most complete Haitian collections. And especially when we're looking at what's happening in the world and in that region, we're so glad that we can safeguard these pieces and really showcase the amazing arts and culture that is still part of a thriving community.
And looking back over these years, and I know, I mean, obviously that would be difficult for anyone to do, to think over 100 years, but can you look back at some key artworks or maybe exhibitions or even events that you say were pivotal or played a big role in the Figge?
So there are some of these pieces that we just love. I know the community has come to love. Mrs. Chase in Pink is by William Merritt Chase. That's a jewel of our collection. Deborah Butterfield's horse, Half Moon. I think that anybody who's been to the museum, if you've seen a horse that's larger than life that looks like it's made out of wood.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know Half Moon. So you know, some of these pieces that people return to because they're like old friends.
Yeah.
I would say those are two that come to mind first and foremost.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like we've said, 100 years, a lot can change in that time.
Yeah.
So how has the museum's role kind of evolved along with the Quad Cities community? Because our community has also changed within that time as well.
Yeah, I would say especially in the last 20 years. So the building we're currently in was opened 20 years ago yesterday. Yeah, it was our birthday was August 6th. Thank you. And I was selected for V.O. Figge and his family foundation, who helped with the renaming and the capital gift to the building. But we've really become community focused by shifting the word education to the front of our mission and making sure that we're staffing and prioritizing that in everything that we do.
Yeah.
So I would say that's the biggest cultural shift that we've had.
Yeah, and I agree. It bleeds into really everything that we talk about when we have the Figge on, which is really important. So there is an upcoming event happening at the Figge, a really important one. So tell us a little bit about what attendees can expect.
So on August 21st at 5:30, if you would like to learn more about how you can make a planned gift to the museum, we're going to have an estate attorney who's there from Lane and Waterman, who's also on our board. It's Sam Scorpa. We're going to give you a free drink ticket. You can enjoy a drink at the bar. We'll have some refreshments, and we'll talk about how our Planned Giving Society was formed and how it continues to impact us. We're not just thinking about gifts right now. We're thinking about those who really want to have a legacy that goes beyond their lifetime. So, you know, these are gifts that will help us for the next 100 years and beyond. And the society was named for Figge. It's the Figge Society, and that was that initial donor who made the museum possible 100 years ago. And so we invite people to come down, learn more, have a drink, just ask some questions in case it's a new idea to you, you haven't thought about it before. And for those who maybe have named us in their will but they haven't told us, we want to celebrate you. So we also invite people to come down and let us know. Yeah, we're going to have a really big party coming up in October for Figge Society members, so we want to make sure that everybody is invited and recognized for, like I said, welcoming us into their family by leaving us in a planned gift.
Yeah, that's special.
So this event would be a good time for community to give you guys input as well.
Absolutely, yeah, we certainly welcome that.
Wonderful. Okay. This is obviously a very meaningful way to leave a legacy, as we were just discussing. But why is now a powerful time, you know, for people to really engage with the Figge and engage with your mission, of course, which is bringing art and people together? You know,
again, I think it goes back to education. So you're right, bringing art and people together, and we do that by educating and then a number of other things. I think that our community has been so supportive to this point, but I think we're all seeing a shift in what the needs are, and we want to make sure that we're relevant and we can continue to help those other partners and Quad citizens. So anybody who's considering being part of our Figge family and making us part of theirs, there's no better time. And also, there's something about a centennial celebration. There's something about kind of marking time. So 100 years, we're not just planning for tomorrow or next year, we're planning for the next 100 years because we hold the museum in our trust. And we want to make sure that those who live in our community in the next 100 years can reflect on us and thank us for what we did, just as we're thanking those who came before us.
Beautifully put.
Yes.
So that free plans giving session at the Figge, again, is Thursday, August 21st from 5:30 to 6:30 inside the John Deere Auditorium. Registration is required to attend, and you can do that easily by phone or email. We have that information on your screen, and we will include it on our website as well. And of course, for more information on events and exhibitions coming to the Figge, visit them on the web at figgeartmuseum.org. Melissa, again, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us, and congratulations again to your entire team on 100 years.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Very exciting year. Thanks, Melissa. Well, still to come on QCL, a new documentary is out just in time for the annual Alternating Currents Festival. We'll tell you about a can't-miss opportunity to see the project on the big screen next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
As the Quad Cities gears up for this year's Alternating Currents Festival, a brand new documentary is shining a spotlight on how arts and culture have helped transform downtown Davenport.
Yeah, the film traces the festival's roots and the downtown's revitalization through very powerful interviews, cinematic visuals, and a deep love for the community. Joining us today are Kyle Carter, executive producer of the documentary and executive director of the Downtown Davenport Partnership. And we have Andre from our KWQC Creative Services Department. He is the executive creative producer and does fantastic work for the station and for our community. So this documentary is going to be no different, we are sure. Thank you both for joining us. Kyle, let's start with you. This documentary, very important to you, which is why you're the executive producer. So talk about the heart of the documentary and why you felt right now was the time for the Quad Cities to see this. Because obviously alternating currents has been going on for several years now, but now's the time.
It is, but the film is really a love letter to the community. I think the story arc that Andre helped develop is so powerful, showing that we've done so much to create a community that could even host this festival.
Yeah.
And then it kind of shifts into how we talk about the festival itself, which is its own exciting story. And it just means a lot for me to share this with everyone so that everyone can get a little peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of on that same note, Andre, how does the documentary, in your perspective, not only document the festival, but of course the evolution of downtown Davenport? Because I know there's some things in there that I think people will be surprised by when they start.
Yeah, I think the documentary, I always wanted to make the film broader than the festival itself. Festival is the hero, obviously, but the downtown is the main character. And we're going to trace the evolution of the downtown through the lens of the festival. And I think it reflects it quite well and reflects the Quad Cities community in general. So I think it's a perfect lens to look at the Quad Cities for anybody who gets to experience it from as a visitor, and that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to create a film that you get to, whether you live here or not, you get to experience Quad Cities from a different perspective. You may have never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Kyle, you know, this documentary really makes a strong case for how arts and culture can really drive a community. So how has this really helped be a catalyst for revitalizing not only downtown Davenport, but all of our downtown communities?
Yeah, you know, it started in downtown Davenport, but we've expanded to Rock Island. We're in Bettendorf now. Someday we hope to get to Moline, East Moline. It's just, you know, we've done so much, especially in the last 20 years.
Yes.
And it's easy to forget. People have short memories, and when you look back on something like this, it gives you some appreciation for how we got here, and then just that the festival itself is such a powerful tool to celebrate small business, all the different creatives, like there's no stone unturned. Like there's just so much positivity that I think people are going to feel from this.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I kind of bookmark it myself in a way. You know, this September it will be 15 years that I'm here in the Quad Cities, and I do remember what everything was like when I first moved here, when I first started interning here at TV6, and the way that things have grown and changed over those last 15 years. It is truly incredible. But Kyle, I wanted to ask you what role you feel like leadership played in making a lot of this possible.
Yeah, I mean, it requires a spine, frankly, to be able to, you know, trot some things out there that sometimes seem, you know, it's very chicken and the egg, right? Back River Renaissance is part of the story we tell, and there was a big fight back then about, well, why would you build a museum where there's no one at, you know? And so, but if you don't build nice things, then people definitely won't go there.
Right.
And so somebody has to take that leap of faith, and I think this journey really shows that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're seeing some of the clips here from the documentary.
It's beautiful.
Andre, I mean, your camera work is incredible. I mean, you see it in our promos and some of our commercials. So from a director's perspective, how did you go as far as your approach to telling this story? Because there's so many different stories to tell within it.
Yeah, and first of all, I tried to make the story cinematic experience, because I think it's a great way to experience this community from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And basically different storylines, because there are over almost 50 people that we hear from.
50 people, wow.
And there's almost 40 hours of footage that we shot. Wow. And I remember when we were shooting Kyle, he was one of the last interviews. And he was like, good luck.
I mean, it was incredible. I mean, we were in the golf cart running around taking shots last year.
I remember.
And Andre was just everywhere, like everywhere.
You know, I want to give credit to all of the crew that was involved.
Oh yeah.
And there's amazing aerials that were shot by Michael and Blake, and then the entire team. We had to split up and kind of run around to kind of cover the entire event in 5 days that we've been there. And shoot the interviews of artists in between, and then we shot more and more and kind of kept adding, trying to make it more than everything that it can be. And I think it truly is everything that it can be.
It's better to have too much footage than too little, right?
Well, I guess so. When I read 16 plus hours of interviews, as a journalist and a reporter, I'm like...
I think that was one of the challenges is because...
I'm sure.
When I transcribed everything, it was 205 pages of...
That is
over
wild.
65,000 words of interviews from everybody. So
and I'm sure you had so many great sound bites and you wanted to use them all, but it's hard to pick and choose.
The challenge is that to kind of figure out what not to include, because there's so much great things that we just couldn't because of the time. But I think we created very sort of eclectic.
You created magic. And I believe we do have a clip from the documentary. So yeah, let's watch it.
When we first opened, we weren't exactly sure how to, meld into the culture of downtown yet. And they approached us about hosting a band for Alternating Currents. I was like, oh, sure, we can have a band here. I'm like, I don't know where you'll put them because, maybe a guy with a guitar over in the corner or something like that. I don't know, we're kind of small, whatever. They said, no, we want to do it on your loading dock. Okay, well, I guess we could pick that up. It's just weird enough it might work, so we just kind of rolled with it, okay? And Alternating Currents took care of all of that, organization and everything. And then it happened. And we were just like, oh my gosh, this is awesome, right? Like, this is so cool.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So talented.
Yeah.
And it gets me excited too about next week, seeing all of that. Andre, I just had a quick question for you because we have this incredible piece of equipment right behind us. Tell us kind of about your cinematic approach, because this looks very much like we are watching something that deserves to be on the big screen.
Well, we try to make it for the theatrical release first. And basically, the idea is to go make this documentary go a little bit further than our local station here, and even local theater.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll play in festivals around the country someday.
I bet it will.
But basically we shot a lot of things anamorphic that is basically a theatrical format.
Anamorphic,
And, and I like the lens. My approach is that I like the lens that has character. It's not pristine, it's not sharp necessarily, but it has that dreamy look that you experience in cinema.
I love hearing you even talk about it. It's fun,
It shows.
It does.
It really
I
does.
watched the first 10 minutes of it, and it's incredible. It really gets you right into the documentary right as you started. So as we mentioned, we all have a chance to see this on the big screen and here on the TV station as well. There's going to be a screening of the documentary during the Alternating Currents Film Festival. It'll be 3 p.m. on Sunday, August 17th at the Last Picture House. That's all part of that film festival, and there's going to be a panel discussion to follow. It will also be airing on KWQC TV6 on Thursday, August 14th at 9 o'clock, so you can see it on, I guess, the smaller screen.
Set your alarms.
Unless you have a big screen at home. So a couple ways that you can watch it, and you're certainly not going to want to miss this hour and 3-minute documentary on this incredible festival that has really brought the
a lot of heart went into it, obviously. So thank you both for chatting with us today. We appreciate it. And still to come, what do your feet, your hands, even your ears have to do with stress relief and healing? A lot more than you think. We'll learn about reflexology after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Well, if you're looking for a natural way to reduce stress, manage pain, or simply feel more balanced, reflexology might be the wellness tool you've been missing. Joining us today is certified reflexologist Elena Ayers, founder of Centered Soul Reflexology in Bettendorf. Elena, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, we really appreciate it. I'm excited. I was just telling her before we started the segment, I love when we have somebody on where I can learn something new or learn something that I don't know a lot about. So we'll start with you, though. Give us a little bit of your background in reflexology.
I've been a QC native all my life.
Yeah.
I started doing reflexology about 18 years ago, maybe a little bit more, mainly because I had a special needs child and I needed to make and break my schedule. And so that started my wellness journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. That's a lot of years, right? Over 18 years. I think I read, what was it, more than 400 hours of training?
Yes, 400 hours of training.
That has gone into this, which is truly impressive. So how does reflexology work?
Well, reflexology works with using the nervous system.
Okay.
And so there are many, there are 7,000 nerve endings in your hands and in your feet.
Wow, okay.
And there are over 200 spots in the ear and several on the face. And those points correspond to the different organs and tissues of the body.
Okay. Interesting. And we've got some like graphics and images up that are kind of showcasing what you're talking about. So reflexology, different from massage. So that's something that we want to clear up. Why are those different?
Massage is musculoskeletal, and they focus on all of those things, whereas reflexology is strictly using the nervous system. Of course, we do touch muscles and bones, but primarily it uses the nervous system. So when I hit a point, then it refers and sends that message through the nervous system.
Gotcha, okay. And you work primarily on what parts of the body?
So I'm a mastery level reflexologist, so I can do ears, face, hands, and feet.
Ears, face, hands, and feet. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the benefits of reflexology. You know, what can this all help with?
First off, there's boosting immune systems.
Really?
So as we're coming into the flu season, it's something that you can do to kind of help. Of course, managing pain.
Okay.
Helping with anxiety, and I've helped people with PTSD.
Wow.
I've helped lots of range. So there isn't really, I mean, there's only a few things that reflexology can't do, but it's a very small list.
That's amazing, and it's kind of like a really holistic approach, right?
Yes.
It's not like you're saying like don't go, you know, see your primary care physician, you know, do whatever you need to do, but this is just an awesome thing that can really boost your overall wellness.
Yes. And then you get to, you know, I like to be part of the wellness team. So I work well with the primary care providers and things like that for seeing the whole person and not just pieces of the person.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so you brought some items with you here today to kind of like showcase all of those like little nerve endings and things like that, but you're actually going to show me on my hand.
Yes.
Does it matter which hand?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll give you this one.
So when we're talking about the hands, so when we're looking at the hands, this is the spinal reflex, so this is everything in the cervical vertebrae.
Okay.
This is everything in thoracic.
Okay.
Lumbar, sacral, and then reproductive organs. We have your everything that's in your pelvis, everything in your digestive system, and everything in your head, everything up.
Wow.
So there are many different.
That's kind of mind-blowing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be TMI, but there are certain things that I can tell just by feeling. And then there's what I call the magic button. My 23-year-old client that has Down syndrome calls it the magic button. And what it is the solar plexus hold.
Okay.
And so when you press it, it kind of resets the whole nervous system. And so that calms them down within a second. So it takes less than 2 seconds.
Wow.
So I tell the client to
You're
to just
so
breathe.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So it's
I do that when I have a migraine. Is there anything to that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The thumb.
The thumb.
Yep.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yep. So this is everything, the brain, pituitary, all of those things are in the thumb.
Okay.
And then you go base at the base of the neck. So if we have neck pain, which I could probably say, along right here is the shoulder. So so if that's sore.
This is actually pretty mind-blowing. I'm not going to lie.
Sore,
yeah.
then that's usually, that doesn't mean that there's something wrong.
Right.
It just might be that there's a little extra stress.
Yeah, she's laughing because she's like looking at me and I'm like, you're right. We're making eye contact. I'm a little stressed out. That is amazing.
Yeah, and so it doesn't take much to get pain relief, usually about 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
But of course, every time I do 30-minute treatments and I do an hour treatment, and every time somebody who's new that's never had reflexology, they say, well, how much time? I said, well, you can do 30 minutes, but most people choose the 1 hour session.
Oh my gosh, why would anybody not want to do this?
And so I would start with doing your your face and your ears.
Yeah.
And then I would spend time on both hands, and then I would end on your feet.
Wow, that sounds like a delight. Like, truly it does. Okay, so what kind of responses do you get from your clients? I know you work on a wide variety of even ages, babies to the elderly.
Yes, so my youngest client is 7 weeks old, and they came to see me for constipation issues.
Oh my gosh.
And my oldest client is 92.
Wow.
Yeah, so I see everybody in between.
You see everybody in between. Well, I mean, we had the client testimonial that you provided for us. I am a client testimonial, I mean, like now at this point, and even my hand feels different. My left hand feels very different from my right hand.
Some people are very in tune with that.
That is truly incredible. What makes you so passionate about this?
Mainly because it's a non-invasive treatment.
Yes.
It differs from massage because the only article of clothing that you're moving is usually your socks and shoes. Everything else stays on.
We can do that. That's great. And we've got some photos on the screen right now.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Well, Centered Soul Reflexology is the name of the business. It's located on Spruce Hills Drive in Bettendorf. If you want to set up an appointment, just give Elena a call at the number that is right there on your screen, or you can send her an email also there at the bottom of your screen. We'll be sure to put this on our website. Just click the tab for Quad Cities Live, and we'll get that up there for people either tonight or tomorrow morning. Elena, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
This was really fun. Yes, we appreciate it. Still to come in our second half hour, make back to school shopping simple by stopping by the Freight House Farmers Market this weekend. We'll tell you about a fun opportunity to support young entrepreneurs. And from savvy, business-minded kids to exceptional young artists, we are celebrating 25 years of the Metro Arts Youth Apprenticeship Program. Back to school shopping while supporting the next generation of small business owners. The Freight House is hosting a special back to school kids market this weekend where young entrepreneurs are stepping up to showcase their talents, products, and big ideas. Joining us in the studio are two event participants, Concepcion Medina and Leah Noblo. Thank you so much for being here today, ladies.
Yeah, of course.
We appreciate it. So this is very exciting. We already all love the farmers market, don't we? But we're going to love it even more this weekend when we've got some kid entrepreneurs. So Concepcion, you are one of the organizers of this youth market.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about it, where the idea came from, and how you guys got this going.
Yeah, sure. So Leah's always been making stuff since she's been little and setting up craft shows, and we are regular market vendors at the farmers market, and so one day she wanted to set up, and so before you knew it, she already had a line going.
Oh.
And then so we did get asked to stop just because it wasn't in our application, and she's the only kid vendor there. So we were like, okay, that's fine. I actually took it as an opportunity. I was like, I'm going to reach out to Missy, the director, and we're going to talk about this, and so we can get a market going for kids, because I really, really want Leah to be able to sell her stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was actually like a really great thing that happened, and it started this whole thing, and Missy was right on board, like she was ready to go.
That is so great. Yeah. So roughly how many youth vendors or kid vendors are you guys expecting this weekend?
So 10 vendors total, and then we also have sibling sets, so there's up to, I think it's 13, 14 kids. 13, 14
kids. We've got some photos on the screen right now of some of the different items that we can expect. So that looks familiar, that little girl right there. So Leah, what is it that you, what is your business? What are you selling at the farmers market on Saturday?
I'm selling balloon animals.
Balloon animals. So I understand why there would be a big line of people waiting to check out what you have going. So how did you get into that? How did you get into making balloon animals?
So we went to this the store, and I saw a bag of balloons. And then I asked if I could get it, and they said yes. And then I started making like simple things like a dog and a giraffe. And then it just, like, I started making other things like a sword and this.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute. It's like a little pink poodle. And then we've got the sword here, which I know is a popular one. Lots of kiddos requesting that. What is your favorite balloon animal to make?
I like to make like the sword.
Yeah.
And the wand too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wand is that's got to be a super popular one, because then, you know, they can carry it around with them and they can play pretend. Okay, so I love that. Do you think you could make us a balloon animal while I talk a little bit more to Concepcion about this whole fun thing that's happening this weekend? So yeah, just talk a little bit more about why you think it's important for young people. You know, we're taking them to the farmers market every weekend, and they're watching small businesses grow and supporting them. So why not, right?
Yeah,
have kids get involved.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really important for kids to get in touch with their creative side. I just think that there's because, you know, a lot of kids are into sports and stuff, and that's great too, but there's also another side to creativity, and I think that there's not a lot of outlets for kids to showcase their creativity, and so it's really great to have markets. So Leah's been involved.
So cute.
I know, she's been involved in a lot of markets, so it's really great for kids to. It's a good confidence booster too.
I think so too, and they're talking to people, they're selling their stuff. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't want to run out of time, Concepcion, without talking a little bit about what you do, because you are a regular vendor at the market, and we have some of your items here right behind us.
Yes. So yeah, we've been at the farmers market for 5 years, and so we do upcycled furniture and also upcycled clothing, upcycled jewelry. So these are all made from old T-shirts, old jackets that I thrift, and then I sew them together.
Me and Claire, and people will know Claire because, you know, she's behind the scenes, but she's our producer. We've already decided that we both absolutely love this. Love this.
Thank
An
you.
upcycled, look at that, an upcycled Jimi Hendrix T-shirt with this gorgeous skirt attached to it. So it's a really cool dress.
Yeah, it makes a cool dress.
Your stuff is awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is really, really cool. I appreciate you bringing these items in for us to look at here today. So do you think that the kids market will become maybe an annual thing or a regular thing?
I'm hoping more than annual, for sure. I'm hoping to get Leah definitely in there, and we've talked about a lot of things. They've talked about a lot of ways to bring it up more, so I'm really hoping it keeps going.
What are you most excited about, Leah? I mean, I know that you've done this a little bit before, because I heard about those lines. What are you most excited about for this weekend?
Just to
make some money. It's okay to say that.
Yeah, I know.
It's okay to say that. That's why you're doing what you're doing, and you are so good at it. Wow, this looks awesome. Thank you so much. I want to give people just a little bit more information as well. Look at it. Wonderful. Thank you so much. You're going to make so many kids happy this weekend at the market. It is the Back to School Kids Market. Again, it is set for this Saturday, August 9th, so do not miss it. It goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It also happens to be National Farmers Market Week, so be sure to check out all the other amazing local vendors that will also be there while you're there. Leah, Concepcion, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been so much fun.
Yes,
thank you. And good luck, okay, this weekend. Thank you. Still to come on QCL, celebrating 25 years of the Metro Arts Youth Apprenticeship Program. We'll take a look at this year's incredible projects where young participants work side by side with professionals.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
This summer marks a creative milestone in the Quad Cities. Quad City Arts is celebrating the 25th anniversary of its Metro Arts Youth Apprenticeship Program, an initiative that's really empowered hundreds of young artists since it began.
Yeah, and for 5 weeks each summer, talented teens and young adults are paid to work alongside professional artists, collaborating on murals, performances, digital storytelling, and much more.
Cool.
And we've got a couple guests here to talk about it.
We do, yes. Today we're joined by Sarah Robb, the program lead for Metro Arts, and Jean Ferreira, one of this year's talented student artists. Yes. Oh, I just love you.
You're too modest.
Yeah, too modest. So thank you both for being here today. And Sarah, what does it mean, a quarter of a century of this program? I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a theme for today, right? We're talking about 100 years of the Figge, 25 years of this program. What does it mean to be celebrating that?
Oh, especially to me, because this is year number 19 for me.
Congrats.
Which is amazing. Wrap my mind around that. But it's just such a special program. I think it's really changed some lives, influenced young minds and creativity, and they're paid to do something cool in the summer. So I don't know, it's something I'm really proud of. I know that we're all proud of. I should speak for everyone, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think you've made a difference in a lot of lives in our community here over the last quarter of a century. So I'm sure Jean will kind of give us an insight on what's learned here throughout this 5 weeks, but kind of walk us through, Sarah, what these students and young adults are learning in this 5-week apprenticeship program.
Yeah, so initially, I think around February, March, they apply. Then they're interviewed and hired and paid for a 5-week program. I specifically I did 2 sections of the mural this summer. We also had another lead artist, Heidi Sallows, and then our film project.
Oh, yeah.
So over the years, it's not just the mural or just the film, but we've had dance and all sorts of things over the years. But at any rate, they're involved from the very beginning, conceptualizing that first week at the Figge. We all get together, both groups, all the way from priming, drawing, until the very end with the final product. So it's really their baby. I'm just kind of guiding them through the process. As a professional artist.
Yeah.
So yes.
Okay. Well, Jean, you're one of those very lucky students that was chosen to take part. So tell us a little bit about your art. What do you like to do?
Personally, I think having been in the mural program for about 4 years now, it's been a lot more colorful. I've done a lot of ink work in the past, and so working now on like the mural, I've gotten more towards like using like oil pastels and like more color, and it's been a huge transformation.
Yeah, and we want to talk about some of the projects that you've all worked on this summer. So let's talk about the Good Neighbor project. We actually highlighted this on the news. It's a mural project in Davenport.
Yes. Wow, it was quite the project.
Yeah.
Sergeant Harris and Allie, they were wonderful to work with. We were actually quite spoiled. Jean was actually in the Rock Island crew in the afternoons, but this was our morning crew. They were visiting somewhere and saw a mural, another Good Neighbor project, and they were like, we have to do this here in Davenport. And so we made it happen with partnering up with Quad City Arts and the Metro Arts Youth Program. And it was pretty awesome. They were very, very excited about the whole thing. So.
Yeah, Allie and Sergeant Harris were actually on the show just recently, and they raved about it. They love it.
Yeah, they said their decision for the design was one of the hardest decisions they've ever made in their lives, because they had to choose from 3. So they even made us sweat it out until Monday.
They had use them all?
Well, they took little tidbits.
Little parts each. That's what it was.
So like the bubbles were from another design, and then and the background with the orange and the yellows and all that was a part of another design. So it was really definitely a mix, a blend, and they just trusted us in the process to kind of just go for it. And so it was very organic, kind of once we got on the wall, which was pretty cool. We had a great time.
Turned out wonderful.
Good.
Yeah, very proud.
Well, and Jean, so I just heard you say, so you worked in Rock Island, so that was Lonnie Ray's Academy, which is a mural. So what was the whole experience like for you?
For me, it was different because I was a senior apprentice this year, so it was a lot more like responsibility and reliability.
My memory every day.
Oh, yes. Your personal assistant.
Personal assistant, which is wonderful.
Good.
It was really like, it's kind of was like taking care of the other apprentices in a way as well. And it's I don't know, it's been a wonderful experience.
Well, good job. We just had it on the screen, and it really is
very dynamic.
Impressive, beautiful.
All of these murals, because you had another one at Milan, Buckcroft Chiropractic.
Yes, and that Heidi Sallows led that group, and that was a good mix of some new, as I call repeats, or new ones, and then repeats. Repeats are ones that, like Jean, that have been in the program before. But that one was massive. It's probably one of the biggest murals that I think that Metro has ever done.
Really beautiful.
So 3 big challenges, but just all unique in their own, concept in their own right. But it was a really cool summer project. Yeah, it was good. It was good. And we all had a good time.
There was also, because we talk about these different types of art, a documentary filmmaking project. And I just want to I want to bring that up because that's also kind of a theme today, documentaries and marking milestone anniversaries. So they put together this film project. It's all about Metro Arts Youth Apprenticeship Program.
It's incredible. The amount of work that they put together in 5 weeks and then managed to have something for us to watch.
To look at,
at the Metro Showcase. Was incredible. I think there were tears. There were, especially of me, because 19 years. It's very, very emotional for me. But I applaud them. I can't even imagine the editing, they interviewed everybody. They came to our work sites.
The amount of work that goes into it.
They found like people from the past that have worked with Metro before or Quad City Arts before, and the amount of research. It was for a small group of what was it? I don't know, like 6 or something. Like that. I was pretty amazed. It was amazing.
What an incredible summer, incredible program. So Youth Apprentices, they are selected through a competitive an interview process. So applications for the 2026 season will open in March of next year, and I'm sure we'll have Metro Arts and Quad City Arts on for more information, but you can get all that information on quadcityarts.com. Sarah and Jean, thank you so much, and congrats on a great summer worth of work. It's great.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, thanks for being here. Still to come, it's Throwback Thursday, and we are sending it back to 2018 in honor of someone's August 7th golden birthday. Who could that be?
I don't know.
We'll be right back. Okay, it's time now for our throwback, the Throwback Thursday segment. And we don't have a lot of time. So Kyle, what's your throwback?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I've probably shown this picture before, but in honor of back to school, I'm going to share the one picture I found of me, first grade, Southwest Elementary in Geneseo. That's actually an ornament that still goes up on my dad's tree at home.
That's very cute.
That's Kyle Keeler. 6 years old.
6 years old. Well, that makes you 1 year younger than a little gal that's celebrating her golden birthday today. Today, August 7th, is Darby, who I talk about often in all of these segments. Today is her golden birthday, and she's turning 7 years old. So officially on this day, literally almost this time, she was born at 1:30 in the afternoon. I went to the hospital the night before at 10 p.m. So it was a long time. But that's her in the first few minutes after she was born, and she still has that same exact little face.
Yes, happy birthday, Darby.
So yes, happy birthday to our sweet Darby Drew. Thank you so much for watching.
Your News at 4 with Sharon is up next. Have a great day.